Hello, YouTube. It's your boy B3, back with another kicking action figure review. Today we are looking at a figure, a newer one of my favorite kaiju. It is the Movie Monster series Godzilla store exclusive Varan from Bandai Japan. Yeah, so thank you Bandai for finally giving us an MMS Varan. Even if it is a Godzilla store exclusive, thank you anyways. I like that he's a bigger scale than normally, because it's not the 6-inch scale. This is almost more of an 8-inchy scale, which is fine, because I have the 6-inch scale YMSF, like the OG one, which is good. So having an 8-inch one works for me. And he looks pretty good. There's not a lot of paint on the body. The sculpt is impeccable, but the paint is lacking. He's got some paint on the top of the claws here, not the bottom. I don't mind it not being on the bottom, but I mean, if you're not going to paint almost all of the body, at least give us a little bit on the back claws, just on the top. Or at least paint all the way down on the tail. Once again, I know this is kind of a kid's figure, and we don't judge kids' toys by adult collectible standards, but once again, there's basically no paint on the entire body. And if you're going to do that, you know, maybe don't also still cut the same corners that you do on other bits. And I know it's Varan, and he's kind of a cult popular kaiju just because of his, you know, charm and his great design, even though his film is extremely basic. But, you know, if you're going to make something a Godzilla store exclusive, put a little work into it. If this was a standard release, I might not complain as much, but it's a Godzilla store exclusive, which kind of heightens it a little bit, because like kids toy is here, adult collectibles here, this guy's about here, you know. It raises the bar a little as soon as you make it a Godzilla store exclusive. You understand what I'm saying? But at least the sculpt is really good. I really like his face. They did paint inside the mouth, and on this doesn't really fade. I like it better when it fades out instead of just cutting off. But once again, if you're barely going to give us any paint at all, you might as well take it all the way down, like Playmates did on their Burning Godzilla. Oh well. He's still a pretty cool figure, though. He does have articulation, but it's all on the legs. So he's got these two boys. You pretend he's flying, even though this was his, you know, how he looks on the ground, obviously. And then the hind leggies also rotate. No, they don't really there's not much you can even do with them rotating. I would have preferred head or tail articulation over the hind legs, since they're kind of just, you know what I mean? But still, yeah, Varan is a favorite of mine. He's a triple threat, you know? He could fight underwater, on land, and in the sky. I mean, come on, how many kaiju can do that? Godzilla can't do that. Kong can't do that. Gamera can. This guy's on the same fighting level as Gamera. Maybe not power-wise, but skill-wise. You know? God, I love Varan. I don't know if you can tell. I adore Varan, and I'm glad he's getting at least a tiny bit of love. Alright, so now that I've shown you that stuff, I am going to show you his tag. You know, there's an old vintage Varan right there. Very cool. Varan 2022. Inside is a silhouette. These little back spikes. Very cool. Very cool. Put that over here with my other cards. Now, it's time for everybody's favorite part. Size comparisons. So I am going to compare him with some other Movie Monster series figures. And I can already tell you he's not going to scale well. Here he is with a 6-inch Movie Monster series. This is the Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex. As you can see, Varan is far too big. Maybe not far too big, but he is too big. And then, since we showed off the Godzilla, might as well show off Gigan Rex himself. I know I've been using these guys for size comparisons a lot recently, but I like them, sorry. It's a recent Godzilla, and I love Gigan Rex. Sue me. You know? Sue me. And then, here's a kaiju that I'd actually really like to see him interact with. This one from Playmates Toys, the Godzilla Terrestrius. I think they actually look a bit better together, because this is a smaller Godzilla, you know? This is not a final form. I really like Japan's trying to give Godzilla all these different biologies now. to make him stand out as a monster against himself. I think that's really smart. Thank you for that. And I think he looks better with Varan, because Varan is smaller, but this Godzilla form is also smaller, so I actually think these two look great together. But if you want to see him with a bit more of a quote-unquote standard-sized Godzilla from Playmates, here he is with their second release of Shin Godzilla. New head and stuff. He's too big. Varan's too big for this guy. Oh well, now let's show him with a figure that I think he looks better with. Here he is with the NECA Ultimate Concrete Jungle King Kong. Now these two I think look excellent together. NECA's got the 7/8" scale here, and so I think Varan looks much better with him. That's a fight I'd pay to see. Varan actually is the kind of monster that I think would have a good fight with Kong too, I also just want to show him with like a dinosaur real quick. Here he is with the Safari Ltd Carcharodontosaurus. Okay. I mean, Carcharodontosaurus would be teeny tiny, but still, If you're going to throw Varan on an island with a bunch of dinosaurs, that would be fine. Fine by me. And how about a Cenozoic mammal? Here he is with Megaceratops, who once again would also be teeny tiny, but, I display my kaiju and dinosaurs together. I don't have enough room for separate displays for them. Especially since my kaijus far overwhelm my prehistoric critters, so... everything I've shown so far I have reviewed except Megacerops. I have not reviewed Megacerops yet, but I'll get there. And then one last figure, I want to show him with a Diamond Select Pacific Rim Uprising figure. Here he is with Obsidian Fury. I think this works out as well. Obsidian Fury is really tall, and it's hard to find a lot of kaiju that scale well with him, but I think this 8" Varan would actually be pretty good. I think this works out. So yeah, that's it for size comparisons. So what are my final thoughts on this Varan? Well, if you want him, he's going to be a little bit pricey. He's going to be big for a lot of your kaiju figures. You got to get him from Japan because he is an exclusive. His collectible value is almost certainly going to go up. But it's going to cost you a pretty penny initially to get him. Even if you use a proxy, you're still going to have to pay a lot of shipping. So he is kind of an expensive guy. Just if you're getting him in the West, because he is a Japanese exclusive, Godzilla store exclusive figure. But you could use like Zen Market or something to get him off the Godzilla store website, or you could get him off eBay. And he's cool. If you love Varan and you think he's underrated like I do, then this figure could very easily be worth it for you. I didn't bat an eye. What did I spend on this guy? Like $40 as soon as he came out or something? I don't remember. I honestly don't. I'm sorry. I forgot spaghetti. But I never even blinked. That was worth it to me because I adore Varan. I think he's super underrated. I'm glad he at least has some cult status. And maybe they're testing the waters with Varan. Not to get anyone's hopes up, but, maybe they're seeing how well this figure will be received. Maybe Toho has, plans to use him. A lot of writers have wanted to bring Varan back into the fold, and they just never have. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I hope you all enjoyed. I got many more kaiju and tokusatsu and dinosaur and monster reviews coming at you. So I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.